There we go.
Hello, everyone. This is Alma from 1 in 6 Supports Montclair Friday Group. We are very happy to have you here. We have two people from Best Buddies, one of whom works at our high school, and they're going to introduce themselves and tell you all about what Best Buddies does. Um, if you want to remain anonymous, please make sure that you don't identify your child or yourself with too much information. Just be conscious of that because this is being recorded and going out to all of our members, and it will be on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, and let's get started. This is Phillip Acosta and Guinevere
Garlow.
Garlow. Okay, so the floor is yours.
Absolutely. I'll start. My name is Guinevere Garlow. I'm the director for the state of New Jersey for Best Buddies, and we do a ton of stuff across the whole state to help people with IDD, intellectual and developmental disabilities. So we have 5 programs that we work across. The first one is independent living. We have an independent living facility up in New Brunswick, right in the Rutgers campus. We have our independent living much different than all other independent livings you probably heard of because we have it on college campuses and we have them across the whole country and we make it as integrated as possible. So we don't have it like in random sections of the state where there isn't other people first experiencing living alone for the first time. So we try to make it as seamless as possible. A bunch of other people experiencing the same thing of like, where do I go get laundry done? Where do I go out to eat? All doing that first, like, hey, we're in this new stage of life. Our next program is our employment services, where we help people with IDD get jobs. And again, we're very different than other ones that help people get jobs because we have follow along service. So as you know, you get a contract from DDD or DVRS to again then get employment services. But after that closes, Best Buddies stays with you through the lifetime of your employment.
Really?
So we have people that we've been helping for 10 years that have been employed for 15 years. And we still are a phone call away because, as you guys know, like things happen, like even to us every day, like something happens with our employer. We're like, this isn't working. Like, I need to talk to someone. And we're always going to be there to help. We may be then say, hey, we need another referral. We need to get you out of here. We need to redo your resume. Let's get out. No matter what it is, we're always going to be there for them. Our next is our transition services, which go with our Ambassador Academy. We help people from like the transition age, so you're like 18 to 21 while still in high school. And yeah, 18 to 21, and we help them in school transition to adulthood. And that again is a government contract, and we are helping a whole bunch of different areas, whether it's again thinking about adulthood, thinking about job services, really anything in that realm. We're here for you, even applying to colleges. We also, within that realm, we also do our Ambassador Academy, which is one of my favorites, and we help any age participant learn how to speak and advocate for themselves. And with that, we then give them speaking opportunities. So if we have like our Best Buddies Friendship Walk, for example, we coach them and help them to speak in front of everyone and speak in public. They also then become ambassadors of their own and they post about Best Buddies, post about their disabilities, and we really transform, especially in our adults, to be really positive about their disability and be like, hey, I'm a leader in this disability community. So we love our ambassadors. Next, we have our school programs, which we'll talk about. And there are school programs also. We have anyone from 5 years old all the way up until you could be 90 years old in our school friendship programs. So while those are in the schools, after you graduate, you can become part of our citizens program and you can become friends with people in your neighborhood, someone with IDD, without IDD. That way, it's kind of like a buddy system to go out in public and just have fun. And they meet once a week or once a month and they are texting all the time. We also do group activities with all of our adults. We're going to the zoo this weekend, which will be really fun. We have, I think, like up to like 25 people all going around the zoo. It's going to be a great time.
And do you have people who require an aide, a one-to-one to attend, or is it, how does that work when you go out in these?
So right now we don't have anyone that requires like an aide per se. But sometimes like their sister comes along if like they feel like they need a little bit more support.
Mhm.
And then sometimes like there's some participants I could see would have needed an aid like maybe 5 years ago, but they're so comfortable with us now that they're kind of just like seamless into our group and
Okay.
it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And how does one, well, why don't you introduce and we'll talk about how we get into these programs.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
so
yeah.
much with school programs, so
Yeah, so I'll kind of segue into the school portion. So not only am I a special education teacher up at the high school, but I also am a structured learning coordinator. It's a special title up at the high school where it allows me to support students from that transition from school to the adult world. Everything from connecting with best buddies to pre-employment transition services to accessing SSI for DDD services, DVRS services. So,
Do you actually help them apply for these
oh,
things?
absolutely, yes. Oh,
Oh,
yes. Oh, yes. Yes, I sit down with the families, I work with them, I follow up with them, I help submit paperwork. Absolutely, yes, all of that.
all right.
All of that. So, and for some families, it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. So last year, I think it was what, like March of last year, a colleague of mine, her and I, we had the idea to start a Best Buddies program at the high school. And I was familiar with Best Buddies prior to actually starting a chapter at Montclair High School, but I've really just embraced like their mission and what they do. And on the school level, I think the best thing that we could do for kids is to have a friend. You
Mhm.
know, when I look around the hallways, when I'm in the lunch periods, or just, I have free time, like I said, a lot of kids just sitting there by themselves. And that's really what we're trying to break down is to have someone for them to talk to,
Yeah.
and I think that's huge because I think everyone deserves to at least have one friend. And I think one of the things that was like eye-opening for me is back in September at West Orange High School we did like our annual training, and when they talk about the numbers, in terms of like your social circle for the average person versus the individual with IEDD, it's like it's significantly less. And to me, that was huge.
Yeah.
So like that's where, as a chapter, as an organization, that's where we can really help to support all of our students
Mhm.
at Montclair High School. I have kids who are freshmen that are part of the program to kids that are graduating that are seniors. So and I welcome everybody. I do not turn anybody aside. I don't, if this one doesn't, get along with that one, I said, that's okay. We're all part of the same Best Buddies group. I don't, we'll put our differences aside and we'll be together as a family. We've done some really cool things this year. One thing we did was back in March, we got together, myself, Gwen, Maria, who's one of the faculty advisors from West Orange High School, and we organized a buddy ball. It was an amazing event. We put on this huge event at West Orange High School. There's 175, right?
yeah,
It was huge. It
we
was
had about
huge.
215 register.
Yeah, yeah.
It
And
was
people
epic.
and their buddies, like the members and their buddies?
Yes. Yep. Yep. So
No
anybody,
parents, just
yes.
members and
Yep.
buddies.
Yep.
It was very sweet at the door. Some of the people were walking in with all confidence. All the moms were like, "Are they really just gonna go in?" And they're like, "Let me be a mom. I'm going in and having fun."
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And it was an idea that we had. And Maria and I went to Gwen and then to Gracie, who was also part of our Best Buddies expansion team. She's out in Ohio. And we said, we have this really cool idea. We want to make it work. And it was amazing. It was fantastic.
So it was like a prom, but
Yes.
not dating, not,
Yeah.
not.
Yes. But we had music, we had food, and like I would say the overwhelming majority of the things that we had were donated. Were donated by local businesses.
From DJ all the way to
Yeah.
photo booth
Yeah.
to the
Yes.
whole community got together. It was
Yes.
really awesome.
Yes.
Great.
And it was really like a joint effort between Montclair and West Orange. And then but we had kids from Hoboken High School that came.
The bus, like they all.
Yeah, they got on a bus and it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Yes.
In school, so this is new to me, this program.
Yep.
Don't let people in.
Can you just talk a little bit about what that looks like at high school? Like
Mhm.
And what do
the
they do?
program does?
Sure.
Like through the lens of the child? Like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
could they
Good question.
support? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's multi sort of faceted in terms of what it looks like, right? What we do as a club is we meet regularly together as a group.
After school.
No, during the school day.
Okay.
The lunch is usually the best time because the students have an hour for lunch, and usually most kids are done with their lunch in 10 to 15 minutes. And then there's a lot of downtime. So
Yeah.
I sort of identified lunch as being the best time to do it, right? So starting next year, we're going to meet twice a month. And one of the meetings is going to be in the gym where we just get to have fun and be together. We'll have water and granola bars and get to play basketball and play sports and have fun. And the other is going to be more of like a formal meeting where we talk about something or we have a theme. Like recently we did something for Cinco de Mayo. So we had a Cinco de Mayo party, and I made cupcakes, and they decorated them and red and green for the Mexican flag. Like so, we have but two events per month as a group. But then one of the best things that we do for all of the kids is try to partner them with a buddy, and that's part of you know what all the high school chapters are doing. Is so that every student has a buddy, and then they have to check in with that buddy. It's a minimum of 3 times per month.
Is the
Okay.
buddy neurotypical?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
And is it the same grade, different grades?
It depends. I try to make it the same grade
Yeah.
because then they're
Yeah.
going through a
See
similar
that.
experience. Yes.
Yeah.
So like for example, I had, a high school senior, a female high school senior, and I'm like, it makes more sense to have
course.
another high school senior be her buddy because a freshman's not going through that same experience of leaving school and transitioning to adulthood. Like, yes, I would try to keep it as much as I can to the same grade. In terms of our numbers, we're about 2/3 neurotypical, and then a 1/3 with students with IDD. So it's about 2/3 to 1/3.
And what do you find, how do you promote it in the school? And who are the buddies? Like, who do they tend to be and why are they doing this? I'm curious.
Yeah, so
And I asked.
And I could
only-
give my take too.
yeah.
I ask because, some people they don't want this to be a pity party for their kids.
True.
And they want, I'll say, want our kids to feel like they're giving as much as they're getting, so it's
Mhm,
not
mhm.
an unequal,
Yeah.
relationship. So I'm just playing devil's advocate for people who are like, I don't, are you getting credit? They don't, the issue is getting credit for
Yeah, that's
doing
what I
it.
was thinking.
Like,
Yeah.
parents feel like I don't,
You're
getting
not allowed to
community
get volunteer
service.
hours.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole
Yes.
country,
They're
no
not-
best buddies are allowed to
No.
get volunteer hours for
No.
being a best buddies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Yes.
very.
In fact, the
Yeah,
kids.
we're like stern on that too.
Yes.
Like,
Good.
Yeah, in fact, the kids in the club don't even ask for it. They don't. No one's ever approached me and said, "Hey, I want hours per." Yeah, no, never, no. So initially when it started, because the girl I started the chapter with was a soccer coach. So initially, like all of our members were like the entire soccer team.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I joked with other people. I said, "Hey, we might not raise the most money, right? We might not have the most members, but we would beat anybody 11v11 in a soccer game because we have like a really good."
Yeah.
But then we kind of like evolved where more people knew about it. There was also an inclusion club that was sort of going on at the same time. So one of their members came up to me and said, "Hey, we have an inclusion club." And I was like, "Well, we have best buddies." So we kind of just agreed to join forces rather than
Okay.
working separately. I said,
Yeah.
"Let's work together,"
Yeah.
And I kind of sold them on the mission of best buddies and why it's beneficial and helpful. And actually, one of the students who was he was, I guess, the president of the inclusion club is going to be the president of our best buddies club next year.
Oh,
Yes,
and-
yes,
okay.
yes.
I
I
love
stole
it.
him, yes. So he's a junior this year and he's going to be a senior next year and he's going to be my president next year. One of
Can
them.
we ask his name since it's
Yeah, Roman.
Roman?
Harsh. Yeah. Roman's a great kid.
Okay.
I love him.
great.
Yes.
The buddy, I guess, pair up,
Yes.
that looks like what? Like,
So, the cool thing about Best Buddies is we can do it sort of any way we want to, and that's one of the things that's been most helpful to me. Is like I don't necessarily have to put everything on my plate
Mhm.
and say, hey, like I can delegate certain things to responsible chapter members, like my chapter president, but it's just like, hey, how are things going with your buddy? Are there any issues that we need to work through or to troubleshoot? Are there any ideas for activities that you might need to do with, him or her? And it's just like an informal kind of check-in, like how are things going? Is there anything we can help you with? But next year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have certain members of the club assigned to do that.
right,
Assigned to
and
do
then
that,
when
yes.
it's they really check in on the kid,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And it's
Yep.
really like whether not just like a hallway passing.
No,
Okay.
no. No,
Okay.
yeah.
And the students are also choosing to do it too. Like
Right.
Yes.
you can be in the club and you can go to the fun like activities for Cinco de Mayo, but the the students that have a pair are choosing to do it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
like they usually are doing it more because they're like they don't have to. Like they
Yeah.
chose it and they're not getting credit for it. They're not getting volunteer hours. It's all because they wanted to. I
Yeah.
also wanted to add that overwhelmingly, like a lot of the people that are in the Best Buddies Club that are neurotypical have like a sibling or a
Mm.
cousin or
Yeah.
some tie to it, and like that's like what we've seen the biggest reason is.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We get this into the middle schools, like
Yes.
that's a big transition here. Like
Yeah,
my son's
yeah.
going to bus next year. And
So-
that's a tough transition, and I actually requested in the IEP a buddy or like to have someone who
Mm.
knows, and I know that's not gonna get approved, not gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like so critical in the transition is someone who goes there and just a buddy. I
Yeah.
mean, how do we do that?
So typically we say we had to raise $5,000 to be able to open it because that is what like the standard cost is to open a new chapter. But the besides like the money part, which we could often get around, is we had to have a teacher, like amazing Phil, that wants to do it, right?
Okay.
And we want it done well. Like we
Right.
want it to be like something that's actually beneficial.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we need to find someone dedicated in that way. And then you also need to find students that want to take on like the presidency roles and stuff as such.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the thing that I found most helpful this year is really to sort of delegate responsibility. Because I mean I have students, you know, juniors, seniors in high school that are, I mean, super, super responsible. I have one girl who, again, soccer player, she wants to be a teacher.
Okay.
And she's amazing, and I can give her things to do, and she'll run with it, and she'll say, "Oh, I had this idea, or I have that," and I'm like, I'm like, "Go ahead,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do it." She's
Right.
she's phenomenal. I have another girl, her friend, also a senior. I think she wants to do either OT or PT or speech or something like that, or related service, and she's another one. I could give them stuff and just let them go, and you know, I think that's like Gwen was saying, that's key is having people that you can really you know, lean on
Yeah,
for
of
help and
course.
assistance, right? Like,
Is
Yeah,
there,
we're committed,
this,
yeah.
could this extend to like an after school with younger kids? Like the program you were running in Montclair at the high
Mhm.
school, my son's only 11. Is there a way to bridge that to include younger kids, whether it's after school or no? Like
We would
I'm just thinking how to
typically
get my son involved.
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
11.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
opening a middle school chapter is like
Yes.
the best one.
Yeah,
We
that's what I
also
was
can
thinking.
open elementary school chapters. Like we can open a
Yeah.
whole school district.
But like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah, yeah.
I'm a middle
Yeah.
school teacher, so who
Likewise,
would-
likewise.
But we
Who
can
is-
we
you
can
know what I
like
mean?
try that. But we the combining high school with middle school, we try to keep it very much peer to peer. Like
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
concept of all of it is that you are friends with your peers. And so we don't want
Mm.
it to become, you know, like we've seen high schoolers go to elementary schools and help out the elementary school. Like that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So we want it peer based, but I think it's possible. I think there's a lot of people like when you talk about best buddies that teachers like want to hop on.
Mhm.
So while it's hard to find the teacher, I don't think it's impossible.
And we can galvanize the people here
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
fundraise and bring it,
And find the teacher.
find
Yeah,
a
yeah.
teacher.
That's the
I mean,
thing.
one of the things I could do, and this is just as a thought, is I can go to the schools in September
Yeah,
or even at the end of the year this year and just talk about Best Buddies,
that would be great.
mention the fact that, and ask the different principals, hey, can I come in and speak
Yeah,
about it?
that
And
would
I
be
think
great.
that'd be a good start.
Because especially entry level transition grade coming in. The
Yeah,
rising
yeah, yeah.
Transition grade
Yeah.
is a beast.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You
then
need a buddy.
Yeah.
also the like if you find like let's say someone not as great as Phil as a teacher, right? You can also have a parent advisor help the teacher too.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
if that's something you wanted to volunteer sometime with like once a month to be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
help that teacher become someone like Phil.
Yeah.
Like you can also like have that role as well.
Yeah. That's one of the things I'm going to do differently next year as well, is I'm going to have two parent advisors and I'm going to have them be like exclusively getting the word out about different things that we're doing. And I'm going to say, "Hey, we're doing this. Would you mind sending an email out to all the parents, you know, saying we're doing this fundraiser or we're doing this walk or we're doing this like, you know, because while I can do it, it's nice again to just delegate responsibility and say, "Hey, can you help me with this?" You know?
More dings.
Yes, yes.
You're gonna own it more. and
Yes.
You're gonna be more committed to it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good because both of their you know, both of their children are in my Best Buddies Club, and they're both younger too. So the good thing is I'll have them as a parent representative for several years, which I
Yes.
love.
Yeah.
You know, because I think one's a freshman and one's a sophomore, so I'll have them for several years, which I love.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah.
Right.
But it's an awesome organization. It really
Yeah,
is. It really is.
So
I've fully embraced it.
It's great.
Yeah, I've fully embraced it. That's why I wear all the sweat. That's why even I said to Gwen, I said I want more. We were talking.
I'm mailing some the other week.
It's up too on your face.
I know. So actually, one of the things we're doing this summer is um Best Buddies does a leadership conference
I
out
was
of
just
India.
gotta say
Sorry, I
that.
stole your
No,
thunder.
no,
I stole your thunder.
you were on it. You're on it.
In Indiana, Indiana University. It's in the summer. It's July 17th to the 20th.
We could show a video too.
Yeah, yeah.
You can we put it on?
Yes, I guess so. You can share it on
The screen.
Cool.
press share. It should.
Let's do it.
Let's see if you can do that. That would be great.
So I'm going as a faculty advisor from Montclair, and then one of the students is coming as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we're both going, and we're gonna have an awesome time. It's gonna be incredible. And there's people from all around the world that come.
Yeah.
All around the world. Yes,
Yes.
it's international. Yeah, yeah.
Snapshot. Wow.
Actually, I was talking to one of the students not too long ago at West Orange, and he said he was meeting people from the Philippines, Australia. He was so excited.
To the,
That
There
went
was
last year. That
one
went to the
person
conference last year. Yeah.
Like deep in, I forgot what country in Africa, but somewhere deep into Africa. And we met the first day of Best Buddies Leadership Conference. He's like, yeah, I was on 20 hours of flights. And I was like, oh my God. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if,
We want to share it?
yeah,
Cool.
I just need to get back to,
Let me click on the thing.
yeah.
There we go. Oh, yeah, there we are.
I can do this. I can figure this out.
good, 'cause I
We just hit escape. Yeah. There you go.
While we're doing that, does anyone online have a question?
Anything? Oh, there we go. Looks like there's something in the chat, but
Is there something?
looks like there's two things in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, we will. Okay, it's. I'll send the link to you guys because
Yeah.
there's too many system.
Yeah, let's check the chat.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Sorry.
Oh, they found someone found with an advisor. So got a good group here.
Somebody found an advisor.
Like someone that looks like she's in middle school. For the middle school people.
Oh,
That's great.
found an advisor to.
Like we were talking about trying to find someone for the middle school to be the teacher
and they
advisor.
Found someone.
They have a suggestion and looks like
yeah.
Yeah, a suggestion. Yeah.
that's amazing.
That's great.
Cool.
Doesn't say a school.
Yeah.
It says, yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's
Yeah,
good.
Lead though, so that's great.
Did anyone have any questions? Trying to see. I have a few people here.
So they can be in it ongoing, the student.
Mhm.
Does the student have any commitment? I'm sorry, the peer, the neurotypical peer, they, unless you said this, I'm sorry, how they commit to.
So Best Buddies is very flexible with it. And you can be a buddy for an individual student if you want to, or if not, you can just help out with like chapter events.
Okay.
And so that's also something that I'm going to be a lot more formal with next year.
Okay.
So if you're not a buddy, you're either going to be helping planning events or helping with fundraising, or you're going to be do something else,
Okay.
because some kids don't like to take as active in a role with a one-on-one friendship, which is fine,
We don't want you.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be a
Yeah,
leader.
true. But I had, like, for example, I had these three girls and they come to every event,
Mhm.
every single event. And I think they're all three freshmen. But they're quiet. They're super quiet. Nice kids, really nice kids. So I when I look at, who comes and I was like, I emailed them and I said, listen, girls, I was like, first of all, thank you for coming to all of our events.
Yeah.
But second of all, would you like to take a more active role in our chapter next year? Because you come to everything.
Yeah.
And I say, even if you're not a buddy, you can help with other things, fundraising or planning events. And they're like, yes, absolutely. So that was huge,
Okay. But they didn't want to be buddies.
Correct,
Okay.
which is totally okay.
Yeah.
Which is totally okay. I like sometimes for my chapter presidents to not have a buddy.
Okay,
Just because they're helping to run the club.
Yeah.
I think it makes things easier, but sometimes, like, again, both of my chapter presidents were seniors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I wanted a senior to partner with another senior, so I kind of had to like pull one of them and say, "Hey, would you mind?" And you know, they're obviously they were great with it. So
This is run very much like Serendipity. Do you
Mm.
know about Serendipity?
No.
Serendipity is a program that it's not a Montclair High School related program,
Mm.
but the students are mostly from there. But it's a music uh, volunteer organization. It's mostly student run, but there is an advisor. And you can either be a musician or you could have a role
Oh, cool.
work. So there's something for everyone. You can have a role organizing the event. So it's just reminding me of a way to include everyone,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just with different roles if they don't want to do one thing
Yeah, yeah.
or another. I'm trying to think if I have any other.
I have something to add to the roles thing though.
Mhm.
We also have on leadership conference and on the roles, we make sure part of the big part of our club too is that we make sure everyone's learning to be leaders. We want everyone to like learn their roles and like everyone should have some sort of like buy-in to
Yeah.
the club,
Right.
like Phil was talking about. But we also have a position for people with IDD to be leaders in the chapter
Mhm,
too.
mhm.
So, and that is always, they always, sometimes they even start at that level and then go to being co-presidents and
Yeah,
make
yeah.
their way all the
Yeah.
way up.
Right.
But we're teaching not only like people with IDD how to like run events, I want people without IDD to run events and everything. We're also
Mhm.
teaching them how to run events and
Mhm.
they take charge and they go extremely far. So,
All right,
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's really great. And if you had someone, I'm thinking of my own son who um is he'll be 22 this summer. Can he get involved well, I guess not the high school.
He'd be the
what
citizens program.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Yeah.
And
Or he
he-
could do any of our programs except the high school.
except
Yeah,
for-
yeah, except the high school. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so that's being oh, that's not the ambassador. Okay, so can you reiterate what the
Yeah.
citizens program is again?
Pretty much the same thing. We are doing friendships, but as an adult level,
Okay.
and we're trying our best to pair up peer to peer. A lot of times, because they're adults and we're not asking high school students to be involved in the
Right,
club,
right.
we're asking adults to pair up. So the buddies pairing doesn't happen as often as it does in the high school level. We only have a few pairs, but we still do the group activities all together and we
Oh,
all
okay.
hang out once a month.
Okay.
And we actually hang out like 4 times a month. But we do like virtual events and then we also do in person. We get ice cream together. We do a ton of stuff like all month long.
Okay. And are there, I'm just, I mean, my son has a specific situation that I can talk to you about later, but I know that a lot of people have kids with severe allergies and so we're talking about the food, are there any accommodations made for, I mean, my son has Prader-Willi syndrome, so
Mhm, mhm.
if you know what that is, he can't eat a lot of food. He's not supposed to, but he wants it. So do you have accommodations for the events? Like if somebody were attending, that you would change up
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
serving
Oh, yeah.
food
Oh,
or not
absolutely.
serving food?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
Honest-
yes.
To be honest though, like
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of food events. Like we in the last like 6 months, we did ice cream once and we went out to eat once.
Mhm.
A lot of the other times, like we're doing other like activities more where they're like it's not food centric, right? But if you did need
Is there
to,
food?
what?
But is there food?
Yeah, so of course, like
Mm.
we'll be like, for example, like we'll be at the beach and we'll be on the boardwalk, okay, and then like we might be some people might be getting food if they're hungry, but we're mostly hanging out like for 2 hours, so it's not always like
Right,
Mm.
lunch.
yes, exactly.
So you
Um,
typically do it outside of meal hours?
And we also try to do it so they're not spending a lot of money. So if we
Mm,
do it
mm.
around lunch or we do it around dinner, we're asking people to then spend more money doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And we want that. We want it to be a free event where we're hanging out
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
and not a
that's great.
burden on like, meals. But if you did, you tell us, we make sure everything's happening appropriately and
Okay.
that always can happen.
Okay, so there are people supervising.
Yes,
It's not
yes,
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
free for all.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
And when I plan things on the high school end, I always make sure that everything is allergy friendly.
Yes.
I always know sort of the students and any allergies or sensitivities that they might have prior to it. So if
Mhm.
I'm planning a food related thing, I check with the nurse and check with the teachers to make sure that whatever we're serving is not going to trigger an allergic reaction to something. Because actually my son has food allergies, so I'm sensitive to it, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So I'm always checking to make sure
Mhm.
that everything is good for everybody. Yes, yes, yes,
That's helpful.
yes.
This sounds great. So
Yeah.
how long have you been doing this, Phil?
This will be my 21st year teaching.
Oh,
20, yes, 21st year teaching, but this is technically my first full year with Best
oh,
Buddies.
okay, so we're not
We're
late to the
celebrating.
party.
No,
I was
no.
I could have taken it.
You're there, my son.
Yeah. No, but
You'll pass the baton.
but like I said, I fully embrace the mission. I love being part of it. And I think, and I keep saying to Gwen, I said it to her yesterday. I was like, I think once the Montclair community really knows about it, that
Yeah.
it exists and that it's there, I think it's just going to soar.
Yeah.
I just think
We need to
it's
get it
it's
out.
that piece. Yeah, and that's why I'm so glad I connected with
Yeah.
you to be able to like get the word out there, Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
But it's
yes.
really, honestly, I think it's even more important in middle school
It
than it
is.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
kids, it just blends in more.
Yeah.
It's not such a gap in the social thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the teachers are more nurturing. But the middle school,
Yeah.
that tween,
That's
oh my
where
God.
Oh yeah,
I think it
yeah.
works best when it's elementary school all the way to high school.
Yeah, when you have it, yeah.
I've seen, and my school district actually I grew up in, that's how it was.
Mhm.
And it was so seamless. My little brother actually went to college with his buddy that he met in elementary
So
school.
cool. That's so cool.
Like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, so
And there are a bunch of
No,
there are a bunch of college chapters too, which
Oh, wow.
yeah, like college in New Jersey has a very active college chapter.
yeah.
Seton Hall University has a very active college
Just
chapter.
opened up Rutgers University.
Yeah, Rutgers, yep.
It's you.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they have one. No, I don't think so.
Really?
No,
All
I
right,
don't
we
think
need
so.
to change that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's right next door. Okay.
I have to go.
It was
Thank
great
you. It was
meeting
nice to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to meet
Oh,
you. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
yes. Thanks for coming.
All right, I appreciate it.
Right,
Thanks,
I'll
Tom.
talk to you later. I'm just trying to think if there's any other questions. Anybody online have any thoughts or questions?
Don't see any.
Doesn't look like it.
You don't know how to
So
do it.
this
There you
is,
go.
so to start a new chapter, it's $5,000 that needs to be raised.
Mhm.
And how do you have suggestions on how people do that? Who pays for, like, who paid at the high school to start this chapter?
I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
But there's always workarounds. Like that's what we
Yes.
say is 5,000. But
Okay.
like if we rally up the troops and we're motivated, then
Mhm,
like
mhm.
there's ways to like from the national perspective we can like
Okay,
work around
so it's
that.
not a
Off
deal
camera.
breaker.
Yeah.
Not being recorded saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's, I'm wondering if MFEE could get a grant for this. And that's the Montclair Fund for Educational Excellence.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
raises
yeah.
Money as fundraising to provide other types of programming
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than what the
Yeah.
schools provide. The only thing is that for that program, it has to affect all the kids in the district. So
Mm,
not just one school.
That could be we could maybe open the whole district. Like
Yeah. I wonder.
even if
That's
it
what I was
is
thinking.
like not the requirement number, like we could still like if we say, hey, we got this funding from a grant and it's to help all the kids,
Yeah.
we could open all of them. I mean,
Okay, that's an
I would
interesting.
open all
Yeah,
of them.
I wonder. Yeah, no, I wonder if we could like Gwen was saying, just put together a grant for, to support the elementary, middle, and high school, with through MFEE. I wonder if we could do something like that. Yeah, it's a good
I
idea.
think because, that we want to make sure that we get more things through MFAE for the disability community.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
It doesn't,
that'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
It's a good idea. It's
that
a good
would be
idea.
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are lots of options, even just, a fun fundraiser,
Yeah.
for like a teacher's toast, for you,
Yeah.
that raises the money, something like
Yeah.
that. So there are lots of options here, but
Yep.
I think it's great. There's been, I know that a lot of people have tried in our community to get buddies on the school buses. Is that something you've ever dealt with? Because I guess at the height, well, it's just been a year. But
Yeah.
being on the bus is often a problematic time for kids with disabilities.
Yeah.
Socially and with bullying, and that would be interesting to try to get buddies who are
Yeah.
on the transportation with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. And I also think something really beautiful about when a Best Buddies Club really gets up and running, there's a culture in it, right?
Mhm.
There is one football player that may join the club There is like
Mm,
a girlfriend of a football player that's in the club, and it really does change the culture.
it
And I
does.
mean, like that's like a little part of it, but so many people are like, "Hey, no, I know that guy. Why are we doing that?"
Yeah.
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 I one of the best stories I have from this year, and true story. And there was one girl, and she's one of my students,
Mhm.
and I think she was a little bit hesitant to be part of the club, not because she didn't want to be involved, because I think sometimes newer things are a little bit scary to her. It's that
Mhm.
fear of the unknown.
Mhm.
And she came to one of our initial Best Buddies events this year, and there was a girl who's a senior, really nice kid, great kid, and she speaks fluent Spanish. And my student also speaks fluent Spanish. And we just kind of like naturally like brought them together and connected them.
Mhm.
And her whole world just like lit up, like her
I
eyes
just
lit
got
up.
goosebumps. That's so
She was like talking Spanish with her, and they were
Which person are we talking about? The
both.
person with
It was
the,
both,
oh, they
both.
both felt,
Yeah, it was
they
like a
both
win-win
lit
for
up.
both of them.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But like
That's
ever
awesome.
since that moment, like she's bought into Best Buddies 100%. My
Oh,
student, my student,
okay.
And she's kind of like, oh, is she gonna be there? Is she, like, so that's awesome.
Oh,
That's
that's great.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we know how valuable these
Yeah,
relationships
yeah, yeah.
are. I
Yeah.
think there is a lot of hesitance,
Yeah, yeah.
by the typical kids. And I know
Hmm.
of situations where people felt in high school, they're like, people are gonna think that I have a disability. If
Mm,
I,
mm.
there's a stigma to that. Which is unfortunate, but it's a reality. They feel like, well, I'm not at that level. I'm not a football player or a cheerleader. So people are gonna wonder what my
Yeah,
involvement is in
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Um, which is, again, unfortunate, and I think that's a societal problem.
Mm.
But we all know that if a quote unquote popular kid or a kid who's known for, other things and other people see them doing this, it's gonna be like, oh, all right, well, that person is cool or whatever, so I'm gonna do this
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
And
Um,
that's something that like Best Buddies has definitely noticed. And we get certain ambassadors to embrace Best Buddies to make that different. So like we have
yes,
Tom Brady as an ambassador,
yeah.
and we have things like
He
that.
does that wait, oh, Tom Brady, not Tom Brady. There's another guy who does the prom. Who's the famous
Oh,
football
Oh,
player?
Tim Tebow.
yeah,
Tim Tebow. His is a separate thing. Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
yeah,
a prom thing he does?
Yeah, he
yes,
does
he
it
does.
through no,
The
wait.
Tim Tebow Foundation.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
his own
yes.
foundation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he has got his own. Yeah, yeah. But
Um,
he does an awesome thing for.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Tom Brady does it?
Yes, and we have
Yeah.
quite a few, a good amount of celebrities, like
Yep.
actresses and
Mhm.
like all realms of people who are like supporting Best Buddies. So
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
like that also makes the buy-in a little easier.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then like again, we really embrace like leadership and
Mm.
teaching those skills. We take them to a
Mm,
whole conference in Indiana. So
Mhm.
there's like
mm.
you may not get the jobs, but you're definitely getting the overachiever, like straight A students
Yep,
in there
yep,
Mhm.
always
yeah,
because
yeah.
they want to be like, I'm gonna run this club,
Yeah.
because they do.
Yeah.
So like that, yeah, yeah, you get those people too.
Yeah. And when you talk about these conferences, do they have to pay themselves to go to these conferences? How does that work?
They do, but we always have different funding
Thing, yeah.
sources. Like this
Yep.
year, we had Coca-Cola paid for a lot of our buddies to go to
Hmm.
Indiana this year. So a lot of people are getting their they have to pay
Plane
for their,
ticket?
their plane ticket
Oh,
still, but it's
okay.
a $400 conference fee
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
like a 4-day event with food and everything.
Does that
So
include hotel?
yeah. Well, they actually, what's really cool, love this part of it. They actually stay in dorms rooms. So a lot of times it's the participants' first time ever going to college, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come back
Oh,
It's
going,
like a college
I
experience. Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to go to college. And it's like
Yeah.
the coolest thing because they've never been on a campus before, never
yeah,
even saw themselves in that
yeah,
area.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're on campus and it's really cool.
And actually, for the one student that's going from Montclair High School, we're going to do fundraising for him. We're going to set up a fundraising page and help to like pay for some of his expenses. Yes,
From
yes,
Montclair High School?
yes, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, again, he's one of my. I invited both of my chapter presidents, but only one could come because
Okay.
the other she has soccer. She's
Okay.
again that soccer thing,
The soccer thing.
which is okay, totally
You
okay.
know what?
She's great though. She's good.
Were these all the same soccer kids who were involved in top soccer?
I
Which
believe so.
was,
Yes, I
okay,
believe
was
so.
it like
Yeah,
the same,
yeah, yeah.
great
They're a great.
students?
They're a great group. They're a great group. They're all really good students. Again, they're all really good soccer players. And they really made a difference in the club in a short amount of time. They really, all of
That's
them,
great.
all of them, all
All
of them.
right, that's really hopeful. So I
Yeah,
really like the idea of starting it younger.
I agree.
Um,
I think to have that, progression would be nice. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and the fact that it's done so well this first year
Hmm
at the high
hmm
school, I think that that bodes well for getting funding and
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
trying to get
definitely,
it out there
definitely.
more. Um,
The Best Buddies name helps.
yes,
When you say Best Buddies, people know Best Buddies.
yeah,
If you said, "Hey, we're the Montclair Inclusion Club," they're like, "Who's that?
yeah.
Who's that?" When I sent out flyers to to businesses about things, and we're doing an auction currently to raise funds for our club, which is awesome. And I got an overwhelming response from the community, from the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the Philadelphia Phillies. Like they donated tons of stuff, tons of. I have like 20 something items.
Where is this auction?
It's online. It's online. I'll send you the link. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's and it was the response was overwhelming.
That's amazing.
And like literally all of the Philadelphia teams donated. The Phillies, the Union, the Eagles, they all donated.
Why do
Yes.
you think?
I don't know.
We do activity the Philadelphia chapter, the Pennsylvania chapter.
Okay.
There's a lot of activities with all of them.
Mm.
And like we get tickets to any baseball game almost, honestly.
Mhm.
They all give us tickets.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We have like a different team in the national team does a really good job with sports. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hence the Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually Drake May, I think the Patriots current quarterback,
Okay.
he's an ambassador as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm a
Yep.
feeling that we're not biggest football fans, but like Shaquan Barkley also like did stuff with with the Best Buddies this year too. So
And
yeah.
like what? What did they?
They invited one of them, like she claimed to be the biggest fan, and she lived in California, which is crazy because I bet there's really big fans in
I was
Philadelphia.
gonna
But it's
say, yeah,
okay, it's
Philadelphia,
okay.
some pretty dedicated sports fans from what
They
from what I
flew
know.
out from California onto the
Awesome.
field and like this hat gave her a moment. So it was really
Awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
Well, this sounds great.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to be partners.
I agree.
And
I agree. That's why I
yeah.
was so glad I connected with you,
Yeah. And
Um,
this was a very circuitous route,
Yeah.
how we got to you through Borough, Massachusetts.
I mean, I really
Yeah.
could have just contacted Jack's mom and we could have done it that way, but
Oh, which we got a lot of jacks in it, but
yeah.
we'll figure that out. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of synergy here.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
this could be really great for our community. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for doing it,
Thanks for having us.
volunteering
Yeah.
and doing it. And yeah, so when you run the whole state
Yes.
chapter,
Yeah.
wow, and okay, but you have a lot of programming, it sounds like in West Orange right here. So are any person from here can go to the West Orange activities? They can go to any activities?
It's not, I wouldn't say there's more activities. I just think that them two together, there's also a lot of synergy between the two chapters.
Okay.
Yeah.
West Orange just does a lot of activities, Montclair just does a lot of activities, and
Yeah, yeah.
they're pretty close.
Okay.
They're also-
Yeah,
they're-
so they can go to both, the people involved in the programs can go, like Montclair people go to
We've
the
been
West
we've been
Orange?
invited to a bunch of their things.
Yeah.
Obviously depending on the day and the time and how things work out, where it doesn't always line up perfectly. But I know they did like a field day and they invited us, which is cool. But they also do their own chapter events as well, which is totally okay.
But like buddy balls and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
state
yeah.
invited. Yeah.
And the friendship walk, the buddy ball. They did a field day, like they invited us. So yeah, we try to do things together, but then obviously they operate independently as their own chapter, so
Right.
they do their own fundraisers, their own stuff. But
And do you have any upcoming events? Because I know you had the field day already, right? You
Mhm.
did the field day already and the walk.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
So over the summer, not that many. But we have our gala coming up, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
It is at the Grand in, I am forgetting the town that it's in. Excuse my.
I just got the email the other day, and I don't remember what it said, but
Yeah. It's somewhere not too far, like 30 minutes from here.
And the
Yeah.
gala is for all of New Jersey or, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's one of our biggest fundraising events,
Okay.
and Phil is one of our
Oh,
champions.
Yes.
That's great.
yes,
Well, we'll have to check out. And
Yes.
when is that?
October 8th.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. Ours is October 23rd, so.
okay.
amazing.
And where you said Grand?
The Grand?
Grand, okay.
Yeah,
So somewhere.
totally forgetting.
Is it
Tottawa? Very
Total,
good.
oh, so not. too
Yeah,
far.
Yes,
yeah.
not far at all. Yeah.
Good to
Yeah.
know. Good
And it's
to
for
know.
the champion of the year.
Yes.
Yes.
So we
Awesome.
pick 10 champions through the community that are absolutely amazing, like Phil.
And they're all best buddies?
Yes, they're
Yes,
all
yes.
best buddies, people, and
Okay.
they fundraise for 10 weeks
hmm
to then all come to the gala, and then the gala has like fun auctions and everything,
Okay.
and then we announce the grand champion that night.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
it could be anybody. It could be students. It could be faculty. It could be anybody. Yes, 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 yes.
Mhm.
Because actually, was it last year? Didn't a student won? Yes, a student from
Student-
West Orange won. Yes,
Yes,
last year. Yeah, she's amazing. Oh my
And
God.
she actually
Purchase the most
has,
money? Or
yeah.
who- Okay.
She's a student with IDD.
Yeah, she's
and
amazing.
she raised $31,000.
Yeah,
for
she
the
crushed
city.
it. She crushed it. She
Yes.
crushed it.
This is from Montclair?
No,
No,
from
she's from West Orange.
Orange.
She's from
Yeah.
West Orange. Yeah, yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And I was when I see her, I'm always like, I'm with the champion. I was telling that she's great, and her, she's awesome. Her mom is awesome. Yeah, just awesome people.
Wow.
Awesome people.
This
Yeah,
sounds very, this,
yeah.
it gives me hope after 21 too, because there's a lot of,
There's a ton in our citizens program. Like I said, not as big as we have about 1,500 participants in this high school program. Okay, and then we only have like 100 in our citizens program across the whole state. So very different
Okay.
ratio.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So very small comparatively, but it's such a good community
Wow.
for our citizens program. I would
So
love for your son.
1,050 for the entire state for the high school
Mhm.
program.
High school and college, but yeah.
High school and college, okay. Great. All right, any other questions online?
Let's see. Oh, wait, have something. We missed this. Are you funded by the school? Good question. So, to answer, let me just,
I think you just press escape.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
even better. There we go. So no, there is no school funding. We do not receive any school funding. Yes.
For now.
Yeah, yeah, for now, yes, for now.
There's no school funding.
Yes.
We're gonna, whoever asked that, we're gonna work on it.
But yeah, but so we're 100% funded by either like fundraisers that we do, donations that we receive. That was really the focus last year. Like when I started it last year, the focus was just getting the word out, number one, and number two, raising money.
Yeah.
Raising
yeah.
because we had nothing. We started with nothing.
Wow.
That can
Sorry.
definitely change though, because like the other schools, like they send their students to BBLC
Mhm, mhm.
through their school district.
Yeah.
So their school district pays for that. So
Yeah.
there's definitely models like
The LC?
BB
Yeah, the leadership conference out in Indiana. Yeah.
They like everything they do. The bus to get to the buddy ball
Get there, yeah.
was even paid through your school district. So like
Yeah.
there's avenues and models we can follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the connections, I could definitely help you with the whole process too.
Mhm.
If that's a possibility,
Yeah.
then
Okay.
we can get on it.
I try as much as I can to make it self-funded, so we don't necessarily have to rely on the school district if we don't have to. But it's one of the more challenging aspects of it because you're always like, you don't want to always keep going to people like, hey, I need money for this and money for that.
You're preaching to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you know that. You know that well, but it's tricky. It's tricky.
It's
It's tricky.
And I'm wondering if you deal with support coordination agencies, more question for you, for who deal with the adults, for the citizen program or the ambassador program.
For citizens and ambassadors, no, we don't really deal with any support coordinators really. Sometimes the support coordinator reaches out to us
Right.
as a referral,
Mhm.
and then but they're not like involved after that. They're just like, hey, can they
But
join the
that might
program?
be a way to raise money because they can tell their participants that, and their parents, we're trying to get this program
Yeah.
started. I mean, that seems like another avenue because
Yeah.
it's a resource that they're benefiting from
Mhm,
because
mhm.
their clients
Yeah.
need socialization
Yeah.
and friends, so.
Yeah.
just a thought.
Interesting way to rally. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because that's, they should be finding things for their clients to,
Yeah.
that are beneficial for them, and
That's
that's,
true. They should.
anyway, that's something to think about. All right, well, thank you so much for
Yes,
coming. This
thanks
was
for having me.
really helpful and informative, and we will help spread the word.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
definitely, I love the idea of the younger, starting it younger.
I agree. I agree.
It's, by the time kids get to high school, it's not that it's too late, but it's,
Yeah.
there's so much need in the middle schools.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
that's
hard
when-
age. It's a hard age.
Yeah,
My wife teaches middle school. It's a hard age.
yeah,
It's a hard age.
middle school,
Yeah.
so, I know.
I'll have a middle schooler myself next year, so it's a hard age.
Goes on in middle school at
Oh,
that
yeah.
age,
Oh, yeah.
so, it's really important for people to have a support, so.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, thank you so much. Thank you,
Awesome.
everybody online. I'm gonna stop the recording. And we'll have links and things like that
Yes.
to
Yes.
send everyone along
Great,
this
yeah.
video recording. All right, thank you, everyone.